Hello everybody and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we have a pretty good video for you guys. I think we have 11 titles in all to go through. We have 4 first appearances, 7 honorable mentions. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearances of the week ending March 10th, 2023. First up from Marvel Comics, New Mutants Lethal Legion number 1. This features the first team appearance of a new Lethal Legion, including a female Grim Reaper. Now with the Marvel title series, we typically always recommend picking up the first appearance of new characters, but this New Mutants series, this is definitely a new series for Marvel Comics, so we really don't know what Marvel has planned for this team they're introducing. This is definitely going to be a little more speculative if you choose to pick it up, but you know, Marvel, Disney, they're still churning out a ton of media, whether it's for the small screen or big screens. So you really don't know if this Lethal Legion is going to be a big deal in the future, so it may be worth picking up the spec on. Like I said, we typically do recommend picking up the first appearance in Marvel titles, so go ahead and grab this one here for your collection if you can. If you can't, put on your B-list, but keep an eye on it. Next up for Marvel Comics, Scarlet Witch number 3. This features the possible first cameo appearance of Scythia, leader of the Bacchae. Now, since this is a possible first cameo appearance, this is one you definitely want to do a little bit more research on before you pick it up for your collection. Now, if this one here is actually confirmed to be the first cameo appearance, this is one you probably want to pick up for your collection. Now, first cameo appearances aren't necessarily as important as first full appearances, but they are still important later on, and collectors still do go after them. So like I said, do a little bit more research on this. Make sure this first cameo appearance is confirmed before you pick this one up, but if it is, grab this one here for your collection. Next up from Marvel Comics, Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 32. This features the first full appearance of Iden Versio and Inferno Squad. Now, like we always say with these Marvel published Star Wars title series, whenever they feature the first appearance of a new character, these are books you want to add to your collection. You know, the Star Wars franchise still going very strong. Marvel Disney is still churning out a ton of streaming series, feature films, and TV shows for this franchise. So anytime they introduce a new character into this title series, these are worth picking up, if nothing else, then for a spec bet. Because you really don't know if they introduce these characters into one of these small screen or big screen projects. People are going to race back to the comics and try to find these books. So it's worth picking it up for the cover price. Go ahead and grab this one. And finally from Marvel Comics, X23 Deadly Regenesis number 1. This features the first appearance of Haymaker, a skilled fighter with a personal vendetta against Laura. Now, X23, this character Laura, incredibly popular, huge fan base, huge collector base. This particular title series, X23 Deadly Regenesis, this is a new title series, so you don't really know what Marvel has planned for this particular series. But you know, like I said, X23, very popular. Laura is a very popular character, and this does feature the first appearance of this new villain. So this one here is one you definitely want to pick up. And now for the honorable mentions. From Dark Horse Comics, Clear number 1. In a future where neurological filters allow anyone to choose how they perceive reality, a man who chooses to live without one gets tangled up in a mystery that leads to deadly heights of wealth and power. Now this one here sounds like it lends itself very well to a small screen and big screen project, and like we always mention, that is a big price driver for these indie and small press publishers. If these titles get optioned and made into a streaming series, TV show, or feature film, collectors race back and try to get these first appearances in the comics or these premiere issues, so you want to own these at the cover price. So this one here, in our opinion, is a great spec bet. Grab this one here if you can. Next up from Image Comics, a.r.c number 1, Arc number 1. The wealthy Arab industrialist battles illegal poaching by day as an environmental lobbyist, and by night leading an armed crusade against a criminal empire. Now, Image Comics has a lot of their titles picked up and optioned in the past, and this one here does sound like it lends itself very well to a small screen and big screen project. Now, this one here is definitely going to be a little speculative if you choose to pick it up, but it does sound like it can translate very well to the screen, so in our opinion, this is probably a good spec bet. Grab this one here if you can. If you can't, though, put it on your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from Image Comics, Stoneheart number 1. Exiled from her magical guild, a girl hears a sinister voice inside her head that awakens a power beyond her comprehension and leads her to a mystical land. Now, once again, Image Comics has a lot of their titles picked up and optioned in the past, and this one here sounds like it lends itself very well to a small screen or big screen project. So once again, this here will be speculative if you choose to pick it up. It may be a good spec bet. Grab it if you can. If you can't, put it on your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from DC Comics, Batman number 133. This features the debut of a new Batman suit and a new Riddler suit in an alternate reality. Now this is the Batman standalone title series, so this is the title series that you do want to pick up whenever they introduce the first appearance of new characters, or new powers, or new outfits. And this here is actually the debut of 2 new suits, Batman and Riddler. And you know, collectors do love these first appearance of new outfits. So in our opinion, this here is one you should pick up and add to your collection. Next up from DC Comics, Flash number 794. This features the debut of a new costume for Iris West, daughter of the Flash. Now, like we just mentioned a moment ago, collectors do love these first appearances of new costumes or new outfits. And you know, Flash, still a fan favorite character, still a huge collector base, huge fan base out there for the Flash. And this does feature the debut of a new costume for Iris West, daughter of the Flash. So this one here is probably worth picking up at the cover price. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from DC Comics, Batman number 357 Facsimile. This features a facsimile reprint of Batman 357, often considered to be the first full appearance of Killer Croc. Now, we always recommend picking up these facsimile reprints of these key comics. This is not just the original story and text reprinted. These are also all the original ads. This is just like the comic when it hit the shelf years ago. So in our opinion, for $3 or $4 to go back in time to get an exact copy of this book as it hit the shelf years ago, well worth picking up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And finally, for Marvel Comics, X23 number 1 Facsimile. This is a facsimile reprint of Laura Kinney's first solo series. Now, like we just mentioned a moment ago, we typically recommend picking up these facsimile reprints for your collection, and this is X23 number 1. This is a big book in modern collecting, but you know, this is not the first appearance of X23. This is actually the first solo series. This is number 1 of X23, so this one here may not be as important as if it had been her first appearance, but it's probably still worth picking up for $3 or $4. You know, you're not going to be able to get the original for $3 or $4, so you might as well go ahead and grab this one here, just like the original copy when it hit the shelf. Go ahead and pick this one here up for your collection. So there you have the 11 titles that we have for you guys this week. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. As always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.